Good morning. How is everybody today? So, apparently, some new lawsuits have dropped against Diddy. I haven't really delved into any of them as yet. I'm still trying to dissect Cassie's case, or not Cassie's case, but the federal case against him for racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution. And one of the things that I want to get more clarity on is this notion that he had all these hidden cameras in the house. It says here they split after 11 years of dating in 2018, and in November 2023, she slapped him with a lawsuit claiming a variety of allegations, including that he abused her, forced her to have da 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 with male da 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 workers while he filmed them. Then you have the big R word and threats and introducing her to an ostentatious, fast paced, and drug fueled lifestyle. So I want to focus on this hidden camera aspect of the case, which seems to be a huge aspect of the case because it's part of the outrage is that you procure these workers for the prurient activities with your girlfriend of 11 years, and you have all of these hidden cameras that invade her privacy, and the privacy of others who never asked to be filmed, in a hidden way, right? Because you can put, I believe, cameras in your home. It's your home, except for areas of the home that others might have an expectation of privacy. So, it's your house. You put a hidden camera in the bathroom, you put a camera in your bedroom, and so on and so forth. I think that's okay so long as other people who come to your house know that those cameras are on. I believe. I believe, right? You can put cameras in your home, especially in common areas like your living room, your kitchen, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to your bedroom and the bathroom, it becomes more of a gray area. I mean, if you are someone who is known to have a lot of guests coming to your house, like Sean Combs, then arguably you need to disclose to your visitors that the cameras exist. Otherwise, you have invaded their privacy, which they could sue you for that because they have a reasonable expectation of privacy in using your bathroom. And if you're having intimate, activities with someone, then you also um, you they also have a reasonable expectation of privacy in that regard. Now, what it says here in this Newsweek article, if you will read that again, it says that he abused her, forced her to have, the S word with male S workers while he filmed them. While he filmed them, among other things. We're not talking about the other things right now because I feel like this is a kind of case that you have to approach it as if you are eating an elephant, right? It's huge. It's a huge case, and you have to approach it as if you're eating an elephant, which is like, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite, right? Bite by bite. Now, the bite of the hidden cameras that invaded privacy, and the victim didn't know that there were these cameras, and how dare he, film their intimate activities and then turn around and blackmail her and they with it, because there are other people who are claiming this. I think that this is not going to hold up as well as people think, because when Cassie filed her lawsuit, Cassie specifically said that he forced her to into these activities with these S workers while he filmed them. So she knew that she was being filmed. She knew that she was being filmed. These were not hidden cameras, right? And as for the other lawsuit filed by little Rod is his name, I think, little Rod, earlier this year, he said that there were all these hidden cameras. I think even before him, people were talking about the cameras all over the defendant's house. So if everybody knows that there are these cameras all over the defendant's house, then I think the defense or the argument, not the defense, the argument that he had these hidden cameras becomes a moot point because everyone knew the cameras were there. The cameras were in the house. And it seems that with the primary victim, she told us when she collected the $30 million from the defendant in a civil suit that he filmed her while she was doing this. So she was aware that she was being filmed. So these were not hidden per se, right? It was an open secret that all of this was being filmed. And the question then becomes whether he forced her to do it, as she said, or whether this was a couple in an 11-year relationship who liked to engage in, you know, on what's the word? It's unorthodox, it's unsavory. It is you know, perverted intimate relations with each other. Is that how they got their kicks, if you will, right? Because apparently he was not filmed doing anything with these people. He filmed it while he gratified himself, is my understanding. And she knew she was being filmed because it just said that in this article, that it was part of her complaint that while she was doing these activities, he filmed, right? So the question becomes, um, did he film surreptitiously and secretly, or was it an open secret? And is it just in her case or in every case? It seems everyone knew that that this was being filmed, right? It was part of the whole sordid thing. I mean, it's sordid. There's no question about it. You don't want your sons and daughters here in this environment. But there are people who, as adults, appear to have voluntarily walked into this environment knowing what the environment entailed, what was going on, and they participated. And so now we have to figure out whether that participation was forced or consensual. Was it forced or consensual? That's a part of the elephant. I have not eat. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to take this whole thing apart. But for sure, the part of it where he filmed them with these hidden tapes, I'm not buying that because even Cassie said that he forced her to do certain things while he filmed. So it says that she knew she was being filmed. She knew she was being filmed, right? And then once it goes on to say, introducing her to an ostentatious, fast-paced, and drug-fueled lifestyle. Well, ostentatious lifestyle is not a crime. It's not racketeering. It's not trafficking. It's not prostitution. Ostentatious is you're showing off, which clearly he was, but that's not a crime. Fast pace, whatever that means, I don't think it's a crime. I mean, fast pace, it means, you have these expensive sports cars, and, there are a lot of people who would, give their teeth to have a fast paced lifestyle. Not everybody likes to live in the country raising chickens, right? And going to gardens and flows. Some people like this, they have the Gucci bag and the whatever pumps and their tight pants and their makeup and the weave and the wig and the this and the that, and the drinks and the mojita and the this and the that, and they love it. They love it. And they're with a man or a woman, whatever the case may be, in his Aston Martin, or maybe that's even too tame. I mean, I don't even know what they drive. Their Bugatti and their whatever with the weird doors that open backwards and stuff, and they move fast and they break the speeding limit. They love it. Let's be honest. People love, there are some people who love that noise and clubs, and they're up until 4 in the morning carrying on in nightclubs. I mean, people love that. Not everybody's in bed by 9. Not everybody's in bed by 9. Talking about reading, you know, what are they reading? I don't even know. I mean, not everybody lives like that, right? Some people like a fast-paced lifestyle. And guess what? That's not against the law either. So you have ostentatious, it's not against the law. Fast paced, it's not against the law. Now, drug fuel lifestyle is against the law. I mean, taking drugs, buying drugs, selling drugs is against the law, right? So the question then becomes, however, how does this drug situation occur? I mean, what was it? I mean, do we have two adults who are taking drugs illegally? Do we have one adult who is taking drugs and forcing the second adult to take the drugs with him? Do we have any of these adults who are selling the drugs, or are they just buying the drugs? I mean, there's so many questions about this drug fueled lifestyle because a lot of people take drugs and they do it willingly. They go after it. They seek it, right? So the idea that this man was taking drugs, of course, it's against the law, but it doesn't prove that, the victims did not also willingly take drugs with him. We have to, I think, be objective enough to wait for the evidence. We have to see the evidence. We have to see those tapes. We have to, listen to the witnesses and have those witnesses be cross-examined, etc. And even the victim as well. We need to hear from the victim and, if possible, from the defendant because you know, ostentatious, fast paced, and drug fueled lifestyle does not prove any of the charges that this man has been charged with. And certainly, again, the part of the elephant we're eating in this case, in this video, is that these were hidden cameras. Certainly, in Cassie's case, those cameras were open and notorious because she said he did this, he filmed her while she was with these men. Okay. So, yeah, that's all for this one. Make of that what you will. Okay. I mean, this is a case. It's a legal issue and it's very ugly and it's filthy, it's dirty and it's nasty. But when you're talking about putting somebody away for life in prison, you have to know that it's the right thing. It is justice. It must be justice, right? And the fact that this is a filthy individual who has lots of filthy habits and filthy interests of the prurient nature does not mean that he's guilty of these charges. It also does not mean that the victim is a woman, and certainly women are. I mean, in this case, I mean, there's a man who's also suing him, but women have to be treated with kids' glove in a lot of these types of cases. I understand that, but some women like this fast-paced lifestyle. I'm not saying that Cassie did, but there are women who do. They like it. They're out every weekend or several nights of the week, right? They seek these types of men. They want to be in close proximity to these types of men because these types of men give them resources, money, fame, access to other famous people, fancy homes, expensive handbags, this, that, and the third. I mean, with all due respect, this is true. Let's be honest, this is true. And so, signing up for that doesn't mean you signed up for some guy to beat the crap out of you, whether at home or in a hotel room. This is true also, right? He's guilty of that because I saw him myself on the videotape. There's no excuse for that. And certainly there needs to be consequences for that. And in part, he has already paid restitution of 30 million for that, right? Now, whether he should do some prison time, that's we can talk about that, right? A year, 2 years, and some community service for the beatdown of his girlfriend. But the idea that, you know, this was a man who exposed his girlfriend to an ostentatious and drug fueled lifestyle that was fast paced, and so he's therefore a racketeer who sex trafficked her and so on and so forth, and she had no idea what was going on. We need to see the evidence. We need to see those tapes. We need to have the witnesses testify. We need to cross examine these witnesses to get to the truth in an objective way. I think before we pronounce this man, you know, the worst thing since the devil, right? I mean, look, as I said, I mean, safeguard your children from people like this, but at the same time, there are people who willingly go after and seek out these types of men and this type of lifestyle, minus the beatdown, minus the beatdown. Anyway, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.